Hi, friends. Imagine this. It's just before dawn, somewhere in the vast interior of China. No city lights, no sound of traffic, only silence, stretching for miles. Beneath layers of reinforced concrete, inside a mountain carved hollow by decades of secrecy, engineers stand motionless. No cameras, no press, no announcements, and then a door opens, not for the world, not for history books, but for something that officially does not exist. For over a decade, whispers have circulated in intelligence circles. Satellite analysts have noticed unusual hangars, runways longer than necessary, mock-ups that appear and then vanish. China's most secret military project, a strategic bomber designed not to be seen, not to be heard, not even to be acknowledged. Tonight we explore the mystery, the strategy, and the silent fear behind a single name, the H-20. For decades, the global balance of power rested on a simple triangle: land-based nuclear missiles, submarine-launched weapons, and strategic bombers. This was known as the nuclear triad. The United States had it, Russia had it, China did not. For years, China relied mainly on land-based missiles and submarines. Its bombers, aging H-6 aircraft, were essentially upgraded relics from the 1950s Soviet era. Powerful? Yes. Modern? Not even close. And in modern warfare, visibility is vulnerability. As American B-2 Spirits crossed continents undetected, as B-21 Raiders prepared to enter service, China faced an uncomfortable truth. Without a stealth bomber, China would always be one step behind. The H-20 was not about prestige, it was about survival. Stealth is not invisibility, it is deception. Radar works by sending energy into the sky and waiting for it to bounce back. A stealth aircraft is designed to make that energy scatter, disappear, or return as noise. The B-2 Spirit mastered this art, and China studied it for years through open source research, through cyber espionage accusations, through debris analysis of stealth coatings, through supercomputer simulations. But copying stealth is not enough. China needed to rethink stealth, not just to evade radar, but to survive in a world of satellites, infrared tracking, AI-driven sensors, and space-based surveillance. The H-20 would need to fight a future war. Though no official image exists, analysts agree on one thing: the H-20 is a flying wing, no tail, no vertical stabilizers, no unnecessary edges. Every curve is deliberate, every angle calculated. Its shape is believed to resemble a blend between the American B-2 and the upcoming B-21, but with Chinese characteristics. Why a flying wing? Because it minimizes radar reflection, because it maximizes internal space, because it turns an aircraft into a shadow. Even the engine intakes are likely buried deep within the wing, shielding turbine blades from radar and infrared detection. Exhaust heat is diffused across the upper surface, reducing the aircraft's thermal signature. This is not brute force engineering. This is quiet perfection. The H-20 is expected to be large, very large, comparable to the B-2 Spirit, with a wingspan possibly exceeding 50 meters. Why does size matter? Because range equals power. With an estimated combat radius of 8,000 to 10,000 kilometers, the H-20 could strike targets far beyond China's borders without refueling. With aerial refueling, it becomes global. For the first time in its history, China would possess the ability to project strategic air power across oceans: the Pacific, the Indian Ocean, even parts of continental America, at least in theory. This is not about immediate attack. It is about deterrence. Unlike traditional bombers, the H-20 carries everything internally: no external hardpoints, no visible weapons. Inside its weapons bays, analysts believe the H-20 can carry nuclear gravity bombs, conventional precision-guided munitions, hypersonic cruise missiles, long-range stealth cruise missiles, possibly even drone swarms. One rumored weapon is a stealth cruise missile, capable of flying thousands of kilometers at low altitude, evading radar until the final moments. The bomber itself may never enter contested airspace. It doesn't have to. This is the heart of the H-20 program, nuclear deterrence. For the first time, China could deploy nuclear weapons from the air, flexibly, visibly, and reversibly. Unlike missiles, bombers can be recalled. Unlike submarines, bombers can signal intent. This gives political leaders options, and options are power. The H-20 would complete China's true nuclear triad, placing it alongside the United States and Russia, quietly, without announcements, without fanfare. Inside the H-20, there are no analog dials, no clutter. Pilots sit inside a digital command center, large panoramic displays, AI-assisted threat detection, sensor fusion combining radar, infrared, electronic warfare, and satellite data. The aircraft doesn't just fly, it thinks. AI systems may assist with route planning, stealth optimization, and threat avoidance, reducing pilot workload during missions that could last 30 hours or more. This is not just a bomber. It is an airborne command node. China has said almost nothing, but satellite imagery tells a story. Massive hangars in Xi'an, runways extended far beyond civilian needs, unusual ventilation systems. Analysts believe the H-20 is produced by Xi'an Aircraft Industrial Corporation, deep within heavily secured facilities. Some reports suggest underground production lines shielded from satellites. Whether true or not, one thing is clear. China wants time. Time to perfect, time to test, time before the world sees. Unlike Western programs, China does not publicize test flights. No rollout ceremonies, no leaked photos, only indirect clues. NOTAM airspace closures, sudden satellite gaps, civilian aircraft rerouted without explanation. The H-20 may have already flown, more than once. We simply don't know. And that uncertainty is intentional. The United States watches closely. So does India, Japan, Australia, Russia. Because the H-20 is not just an aircraft. It is a signal. China is no longer content with regional power. It is preparing for global reach, not loudly, not aggressively, but quietly. Comparison. With B-2 and B-21, the B-2 spirit remains unmatched in combat experience. The B-21 Raider represents the future. The H-20 sits somewhere between. It may not match American stealth coatings yet. It may not have the same combat pedigree, but it doesn't need to. It only needs to be good enough to change calculations. And it is. The psychology of invisible power. Military power is not just hardware, it's psychology. If an enemy doesn't know where you are, doesn't know when you'll strike, doesn't even know how many aircraft exist, they hesitate. And hesitation wins wars. The H-20 is designed to exist in the mind of adversaries long before it appears on radar. China has hinted. Soon, that word could mean years or tomorrow. Some believe the H-20 will debut during a major military parade. Others think it will remain hidden until fully operational, or perhaps it will never be officially revealed. Because sometimes the most powerful weapon is the one you never see. The H-20 is not about war. It is about balance, about ensuring no one can strike China without consequence, about standing equal in a world shaped by stealth and silence. It is a reminder that power does not always roar. Sometimes it whispers. Music fades. Screen slowly goes black. The H-20, China's silent shadow.